Hi everybody, I hope you're all well, and I am going to finish my April block. I'm putting in a little bit of a it's a daisy chain stitch here, lazy daisy, to make it look like grass. That's what I've started doing all along the bottom here. I'm aware that as I'm doing it, that it kind of almost looks like the grass is overgrown when it's coming up this up here, up over the stoop. But I think I'm going to stop here on this side, because I think what I'd like to do is a few little flowers in amongst all that greenery, like a little field of cute cottage style flowers. I'll probably film this in a few bits and pieces like the last one, just to get it done and have time in between each little bit of filming to see what I could do next. So I think I'll do a few little French knots here. And I might do a few colours, so I've got it looking like a mini field of wildflowers. So I'm just doing 3 turns, so as they're a decent size and they stand out in that green. Then I can get on to the May block, which I have started to think about. I find it difficult when anyone says favourite colour. That's one thing I have a problem with. I just can't narrow it down. And whenever there's a challenge, I think with last year with Anne with the tags, I just went with the colour of the week. Favourite colour of the week. So I'm already preempting my next one, which I might start in this. I don't know. I'll see how I go. See whether this is quick or long. So I popped out to a place called Dalesford, and I will put a little bit of footage at the end because there was, went to the art gallery in the convent, and there was a little bit of some art that I liked that maybe wasn't all stitchery, but it was an interesting visit. Some beautiful stained glass. So a lady a Greek lady, I think, she must have had a lot of money, or she's still alive, an artist, but someone who had a lot of money, bought the convent and then decided to transform it and upgrade it because it's an old convent. However, it was needing, lots of money pumped into it to keep it looking beautiful. So in the time she's owned it, maybe not even a couple of years, I don't know, I can't remember, don't remember everything. My brain's a bit fuddled because I've got a bit of a head cold. In the time she's owned it, however long that is, she has added a wedding venue, which was just absolutely gorgeous, with the chapel where you can get married in the chapel, and you can go, the room next door has a really beautiful, hang on, my brain's all over the place. Okay, maybe a bit of orange. Just seating area with, really high quality food. So she's added that. She's added a restaurant. She's added the art gallery. So she's doing, and the gardens, they're all very big and hilly. So it was a bit tough for me with my knee, which is still playing up after being on and off planes and walking 1,000 miles around Paris. She's added so many things that make it a really beautiful tourist attraction. And I just loved walking around the art gallery. And I didn't realise, so I'm not talking about stitching here, I'm talking about my weekend away. But I love the iconography of, you know, the figurines and the figures in little panels and stuff like that painted, and gold around the heads of saints or whoever they're depicting in the picture. Love it. So I had a nice time looking at all that, and some amazing works by some great painters. I don't know that the painters were all from the local area, but some of them were really, really good. And even just looking through, I hadn't been in, you know, when you go into a print shop, you can often look through, you know, the plastic sleeve folders of people's works that isn't up and displayed on the walls or framed. So I enjoyed looking through some of people's little prints. Nearly bought one, but didn't really have the money at the time, but still think about it, so might, maybe, don't know. Most enjoyable. Walked around the lake. If anyone follows my normal Instagram, you'll be able to see the footage of the lake, not my art Instagram, but my normal one. Yeah, the footage around the lake with the trees and everything, and the stillness of the lake. It was just gorgeous. So that's Dalesford. So there's another, for anyone overseas, there's another little spot that is interesting to visit in Victoria, in, you know, closer in the inner city. Not well. Okay, so it's an hour and a half drive from the city of Melbourne. And it's known, the area is known for the mineral springs, because all around that area the water is rich in minerals. So there's a couple of mineral spring bathhouses to visit. So Huss and I went, and we sat in the spa for 2 hours. We just wanted that hot water because, of course, it's nearly winter here, and, you know, starting to get caught out in cold and get a little bit of a chill or a little bit of a head cold or whatever, which is what I've got right now. So we sat in that spa for 2 hours. Oh, it was good. Very nice. I went other colours on this bit. And it was nice. It's always nice to just, it's nice to have someone to go with, because I probably wouldn't do it otherwise. But it's nice to just go and escape, you know, the inner city after all we've been through with COVID, etc. What other colour can I put in? Let's have a look at this. Is that too light? That might be nice in amongst it all. Maybe I'll try a different flower. I don't actually have the headspace to even think about it. When you're stuffy head, you don't even like, oh, maybe I should make a special flower. My head goes, no, just do that. Just do this right now. All right, so I'm using 3 strands. Lost my little flower threader. Don't know where that is, so I'm using a big eye. So 3 strands I shouldn't have any problem with. There. Got them all? Yeah, got them all. Oh yeah, I like the pink in there. So it was a It was a cold night, and it was a 15 degrees. We're in Celsius, so 15 degrees Celsius. So not a super warm day, but you know, you adjust and you find the right clothing for all the walk around the lake, etc. Oh, this is pretty little wildflower patch. Well, I like this pink. It's really sort of made it pop, hasn't it? It's quite fairly sedate already. It's not over the top bright. These are good. And the green in the background, like a little bit of grass. I think that you can see that there's these little holes because they're lazy daisy stitch, and I feel that gives it an openness. I know it's not really a proper blade of grass, but it doesn't matter. It's how does it look visually in the end? All right, I like that. Bit random. Okay, I just got my favourite Shishiko needle. I'm going to do what I was just doing with the pink, but with the brown instead. I think if it's woven in, it's just going to add another dimension. I'm not sure if it shows very much on camera, but here it's just adding a little something that I thought was missing. Not too much, it's very fine, but it is to me noticeable. Okay, well, I'm going to work on this a little bit, and then I will do some red berries, and then I'll come back. Right, okay, I've finished these brown bits, and if I get it in the light, hopefully you can see that it just adds another colour into it, which just adds a bit more to the texture and a little bit more of a dimension. I thought also that the pink was perhaps a little bit strong, so I've tried to go over the bits of pink so that they're toned down a little bit. And now that I'm doing these little French knots in the red, I'm thinking they look a little bit, rather than berries, they look a bit like apples. So I've decided I've made a hybrid apple paperbark tree. Never heard of it, just made it up. There you go. because you can. Why not? Okay, I will continue doing this for a bit and then come back with the next part. All right, just doing the last couple. And now I'm thinking, with the colour combination, it reminds me of an Australian bottle brush. Obviously the bottle brush flowers are longer and a bit more spiky, but the colour in the overall reminds me of that. So now what I think I'll do is fill these little bits with a bit more of this, bring that back in. This is a very wintry looking affair, and this is a very spring looking affair. So I've really not thought it through whatsoever, just been in the moment having creative play, which which is something I always say is the thing to do. So I've got my green. I'll just keep them the same, doing still little lazy daisies. So it's under the tree that's morphed from being a paperbark to an apple paperbark to a Banksia. Bottle brush, I mean, sorry, not Banksia. Or even holly berries. So there you go. It can be whatever you watching want to think it is. How's that sound? I don't know if I'm going to get this through all these layers. No, I'm probably not. Okay, so I'm not going to be able to do these as high as on the other side. Although what I might do, right, I'm just going to do one here, one lazy daisy. So I might do just some straight lines, just straight blades of grass looking things. Mix them through a bit of a mishmash. And now I'll go back to a few more of the lazy daisy chain ones. That's where I have the problem. That's really, really thick. If you hadn't, if you had a garment and you were making it and you wanted to be warm, you'd surely do that. That's really thick. Love it. Blade of grass. Or two. Ouch. Tell you what, I reckon I stick myself with the needle a lot now. I don't think I did at the start. Isn't that funny? We were talking about that, or someone was it Rachel? Anyway, honestly, I'm pretty sure I did not stick myself. And now, all the time, without fail. And then we all just say, well, it's our trademark, isn't it? It's just part of the job, part of what we do. I think what I'll do here is copy that other side, because you've got the idea of that. All right, I just thought I'd do an update of where I'm up to. I have done these little flowers over here, and what I've done is started to stitch with a bit of the yellow to bring the flower yellow back in, and just doing a couple of random sort of straight stitches through here. I did say earlier I thought that it needed some sort of a colour in there. That's what I'm doing. Then I've got to decide whether I'm putting those gold beads in or not. Thinking I may not, and I might actually do another colour through the roof, maybe a green. Okay, I think this is finished. I've finished putting the yellow bits through here, and I've added two of the little the gold beads but I did it with red thread, so they almost look like a number 8, but they're a little door handle. I put a little French Laundry number 90 above there, and I think that's it. Open my book. So April. So here we go. That's going to go in there. Just have a look. I think most of my pages have filled up the space. This one here has a bit up there, and this one. So I'm going to probably put in some bits of lace on those bits. And I'll put this one in. Here we are, April. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Love and hugs, and hope everyone's well. Bye for now.